Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of WOTV Vision. So today has actually been a pretty hectic day. I actually had to go and get a new car because my old car was up for the contract that I signed. So today I had to go out there and get a new car. So I'm back at home. I'm trying to get this video out, put out as fast as I can so you guys can enjoy more WOTV Vision's content. But before we get into that, we have some things to talk about. I did not do any summons yesterday, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the 20 free summons on this free-to-play account. And then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the movie that made a humongous impact in my life in terms of perhaps setting up for the entire RPG genre. So we'll discuss that a little bit, and then we're gonna end the video with perhaps a summoning session on my Spenders account because I'm thinking maybe I need to go get the Fenrir card. So that's what on the agenda today. So without further ado, let's get this video rolling. We'll go ahead and begin with the free summons, and then we'll talk about the series of that was a drama that has been pretty well known throughout pretty much the entire world. And I think it's something that many of you probably will recognize. And if there's any indication, the intro to this video was actually the song, the introduction to every episode of that specific show. So as you can see, it was very, very good music, very good singing, very good voices, I guess is the best way to explain it. I think there was a lot of good sound effects in that song specifically, and since I didn't get to show the footage of how the intro looked, I can only show you the music. But overall, I feel like the music really matched the epicness of the show itself. And then of course the music that's running in the background is going to be one of the actual ending of the show, and there's a lot of singing obviously, but I feel like it's a really good song to really show off. So I didn't get anything here. Alright, the next summons, here we go. 20x summons, free. Oh, wait a second. I was turning around to scratch my arm. Oh, looks like we might be maybe getting a new unit. But I have a feeling it's gonna be a repeat. Let's keep our heads up though. Let's keep our heads up. There we say is... Actually, on this account, I have Fenrir, so dare I say Kirufe? It is Kirufe. Oh no, it's Victora. Oh, okay. Alright, Victora. Welcome, Blue Eye Girl. Okay, not too shabby. Brand new unit, though. I don't think I'm going to be building her, though. So, the show, some of you probably already figured out, but if you haven't figured out, it's called Journey to the West. It is a very old novel written way back in the days, and it talks about how Buddhism was first introduced to the Chinese people, more or less. It's about a journey in which a strong being was reduced down to I guess he was caged more or less in a mountain, and there was a contract made that the monk that would be responsible for bringing the scriptures to the far west is going to be the one that will be freeing this monkey, and that this monkey will be helping the monk on this journey. Along the way, they also meet other characters, very interesting characters, right? There's one character, he was a knight, so to speak, in the heavens, and he had this weakness for women, and I guess he did a lot of ogling of women, and obviously that's frowned upon in heaven, apparently. So they booted his ass into earth, and there he stumbled into a pigsty in which he took the shape of a pig. So he looked like a half pig, half man. And then there was another person who was like a strong fighter, but he was like reduced to hanging out in the ocean or something like that, like a river or something like. He was like a sandy monk or something. I don't remember actually his background story, but he also joined the forces of this group. And then there was a dragon, and he ended up being defeated by this group, and he decided that he will submit and help the monk on this journey to the west. And then subsequently he decided that he wanted to take on the shape of a horse, in which that the monk can travel with. very cool storyline that is so old it clearly predates any RPG of modern day. Of course, even, you know, obviously Dungeons and Dragons isn't quite as old. So I think like it's like the perfect formula for an actual RPG. You have all these folks who are taken on the journey, and therefore they're meeting all these enemies. They have to fight, and they get stronger. There's all this drama that ensues with the group itself, and finally they get to the West and they complete their journey. Big epic story. Journey to the West. Super romantic novel. Obviously, it made a humongous impact for anyone of Chinese culture back in the days. And of course, subsequently, they made a bunch of movies, spin-offs, shows, like reboot shows, video games. And in fact, Lego actually just recently jumped on the same bandwagon in which they're making characters from that world that they recently made a cartoon of, okay? And it's called Monkey Kid. It looks really cool, but personally, I'm not collecting it because, well, it's a little bit kiddish, but there are maybe some figures in there that I really want to collect for my personal castle collection, because in my world that I'm creating in terms of castle Lego, I also enjoy having some fantasy elements to it. So very nice novel. If you haven't obviously checked out any of the storylines, I will highly suggest you go do so. It's pretty iconic. In fact, Dragon Ball Z took inspirations from Journey to the West, in which obviously Goku is named after the exact same character from Journey to the West. He happens to be the Monkey King. So overall, it does have a humongous impact, not only in my culture, but in pretty much cultures across the planet. How did it individually affect me? I think it made me think outside of the box. It made me have a strong imagination. Like, I remember as a kid, we were so poor when I was living in China that I had literally no toys. And one thing I used to do was I took firecrackers, but I guess they're called bottle rockets in the States. After someone fires those off, I will go collect those little red sticks. I will go ahead and snip off the front part, and then I will take clay, okay, little clay, Play-Doh if you will, and I will make like Chinese weapons, okay? So I'll make like a spear or an axe, and then I will stick it onto the rocket bottle stick, and there was my weapon. And of course, I will use my hands as if they were action figures, and I will make noises, and I will be imagining all the stuff that's going on as a kid. And I'll be honest with you, like, I have no problems with doing what I did when I was a kid. You know, when you were poor, you kind of just did what you had to do. And I remember my great aunts and my uncles and my aunts and a lot of my relatives, they will always say, you know, Frank will always just be in that little corner, you know, playing, like, making noises and just doing things. And little did they know, I was just really using my imagination and creating the world that I was envisioning myself in with all these characters, basically using my hands and those homemade weapons. And so this is why I really love Lego, because pretty much at that point, my imagination would go as far as whatever I can conceive in terms of building. But yeah, all in a nutshell, definitely one of my favorite shows of all time. Definitely one of my favorite storylines of all time. Alright, we are back on Nashtaters, and let's see if we can get some freebies. Apparently you can get Fenrir out of this? Let me check it out. Never actually thought about that. Can we get Fenrir out of this? That would be pretty amazing. And there it is. You can actually get Fenrir. Alright. Maybe you guys already got him from this. Let's start off with this in case I don't have to spend any gems. But that would be pretty sweet if I could just get Fenrir out of this. Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, wouldn't that be amazing if that switched, right? Murmur, Horn Castle. Today was a good day though. You know, it's kind of like that fresh new car smell when you're driving home. It's kind of cool. Alright, the rando. Someone that I'll definitely vote for in terms of you give me a UR unit, but I won't reveal who I voted for, to be honest. We'll just see what the results is when it comes in. You know what would be psycho crazy would be if I summon for Fenrir tonight and I get him, obviously, because it's guaranteed if you go the 10 steps, then I get him again in the free summons in the next few days. And it wouldn't be a bad thing, obviously. Nope. Snow White card. Alright, so we didn't get anything good out of the free summons. Sometimes I want to cry inside of it that, but it is what it is. And though, here's the other thing though. When you do the 5-step guaranteed, the drop rate actually increased for all of them. And just to show you that. Design for, although I think generally speaking, when you look at a vision card, if it has characters on there from the game itself, most likely if it's fitting that it probably suits those characters. Here we go, new unit, Ziza. Alright, so we got some rainbow shards out of this. And what am I saying? Rainbow medals. I already have her maxed. See, which is I can subsequently turn it into a unit I'm building. Lucia will probably be where it goes. Ah man, I'm already up to step 4. Looks like I'm have to use the guaranteed. Oh well, guaranteed it is. Which is okay, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Since I'll be working more, I'm probably gonna see if I can spend a little bit more on this game as well, so. But by the way, I have no debt of any kind, really. So, wow, love, all right, not too shabby. So for me, it's everything. It's golden. I'm where I need to be in terms of finances. So final step. Unfortunately, nothing exciting for y'all. Just a repeat. Wow, that's very interesting, right? Can any of these switch to all rainbows? I think you can only get maximum 1 change. And it's most likely gonna be that last one. So there's that 1 change, so. Oh well. Wow, love. I'm gonna be close to maxing that out though. Oh, I lied. There's 2. 3? No. 4? No, alright, there's Fenrir. Alright, we're done. So, I had to do the entire thing 10,000 gems spent. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, because that's what I ultimately wanted. So now I'm going to be probably buying some shards to see how far I can get this card up. If I don't actually work on this card all the way up, maybe I'll just go ahead and just work on the Esper himself. Alright, that's all the time I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, because I think people always enjoy watching others summon. I think it's kind of built into our DNA that we enjoy watching other people do things that we probably want to do, or maybe want to avoid doing. Either way, I hope you spend your time wisely, because it's the most valuable resource. As always, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtater and his family out. Peace.